while we on that subject here, real quick. While we on that subject here, let me ask you something. Okay, so on a one night stand, cuz, are you eating the cheeks? Are you licking the cheeks?
You paused. Yes. You paused. He's taking too long.
Yo, welcome back to Stop the Foolishness. This is episode 87, baby.
So much closer. So much closer.
No, man. That's crazy. We're 13 episodes away?
Yeah,
12, 13. From 100.
It feels so weird coming in with that, like, rolling the intro. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
It felt kind of off.
I'm not going to, caught me off guard a little bit because I knew what you said, but then when you did it, it was like, I wasn't ready.
It's like,
hey, welcome back. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
I feel like I kind of need that shit to like amp myself up for like the pie. You know what I'm saying?
Jam and, talking at the beginning of it, and then we get into it. So I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't ready.
It felt off. It didn't feel
like it didn't feel right.
It didn't feel quite the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to work on that. You have to figure out a better way to do this shit. Anyway, y'all, welcome back to Stop the Foolishness, where every week we bring to you the most foolish stories from the past week. And like whatever week, this week did not disappoint. With that being said, shout out to, what's the name? Kenya? We got a listening letter this week, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Finally.
Good looking out.
Yeah,
what was the name? What was the name?
Kenya. I'm pretty sure it's
good looking out.
You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, though, we do appreciate it. You never know what topics is gonna like bring somebody in to say some shit about it, right? Because I feel like if you read the letter, I feel like we kind of struck a nerve. Like, man, that's just stupid. Like, it's all like, hold on now.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
It ain't that stupid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man! But before we get to all that, let's get into these life's updates. Sis, you got anything going on this week? Are you still on night duty?
Yes, but
okay.
I will say this. So I'm officially off this Friday and do not go back to work until the 10th. I will be on the highway at 6 a.m. Thursday. I'm going to visit my mom. Okay. I was just going to go for Mother's Day weekend, but with the death in the family and stuff, I spend the week with her. Yeah. I needed time away from work, and I know she really needed it. The funeral was yesterday. She didn't go. She couldn't do it. She said she couldn't do it. She cried all day. So, I comforted her and stuff, but she couldn't do it. She said, I can't see him that way. So hard, it's hard. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I'll be going to see her. Let's see. We're going to spend a couple days at the casino in WinStar.
Okay. All right. So,
okay.
Nothing better than losing your money.
Maybe I hit a little something. You never know.
Yeah. Good luck.
If you need any gambling advice, I got you.
Oh, nigga, no. I'm not calling you. No, you're the last person I'm going to call.
Nigga, hell no.
Honestly though, my mom is actually pretty good at stuff. She be hitting. She be hitting her little money. It's like $500 here, $1,000 here, whatever. So, she be peeping the game. I'll follow her, but it's just to go for fun. Get her out the house.
I wouldn't know. I do not gamble, nigga. I forgot to play the lottery yesterday. That was at 400 million. I forgot. That's how much I don't gamble, nigga. I'm praying nobody won.
Okay. But the way I see it, I'm going to be out a week. Mm-hmm. So if the bitch ain't burned down by the time I came back, then on the 10th, I'm officially starting back on my shift.
Said, this motherfucker ain't burnt to the ground. That's it. I'm off this motherfucking nigga.
I'm off. Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta let niggas fly, bro. You just gotta like jump in the pool. You know what I'm saying? If you can kick, you can swim, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Grandpa, if you can kick, you can swim.
We really need to get a shirt made. We really need to get a shirt made.
Bro, we gotta trademark that shit, bro. That shit is a life lesson. You can kick. ASAP. You can swim, niggas. Grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass.
Oh shit.
All right, cuz how is Idaho treating you, man?
Oh man, Idaho, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, this is one of the best decisions. Obviously I was like apprehensive at first, and then y'all know I had the other job opportunity come to El Paso, and for a split second I was like, oh man, it's Texas, it's a little bit better, stuff like that. But honestly, man, like from my research, doing, and I mean, this is no disrespect to anybody who probably listens who's out in El Paso, but I heard it's really rough out there. Damn. And it was, and it was funny because like anybody that I would tell, like, oh yeah, I have a job opportunity in El Paso, Boise. Everybody's like, go to Boise. He's like, go to El Paso. And these are coming, and I mean, this is coming from like friends that I have. Like my boss is Mexican, my assistant manager is Mexican, and they have family there or they know people there, and they're just like, don't go there. And it was funny because I went out to lunch with my boss. My boss took me out to lunch, and we were just talking, and I was like, yeah, I had another job opportunity, but I decided to come here to Boise. And he was like, oh, what was the other one? And I was like, oh, El Paso, for a Fox station with the same company. And he was all like, oh, and he like named the person or whatever and stuff, who was like the head of the station. And he was like, yeah, he's a great guy, but he was like, good thing you came here. And I was like, oh, really? And he was like, and I was like, why? And he was all like, yeah, I had a cousin that moved out there and he got murdered. And I was just like, dang.
Okay.
Whoa. One time for my nigga's cousin, dog. God damn, dog. Like, I wasn't expecting that shit. I was like, mugged, robbed. Nigga said murdered. Damn.
Okay.
Straight murdered. And then I talked to before I left, a guy that I was working at the radio station with. We're saying our goodbyes and stuff, and I told him, the same story. I was like, El Paso or Boise, blah blah blah. He was like, man, good thing you chose San Boise. And I was like, why? And he was all like, yeah, man, I had a friend that had moved out there, and within like 3 weeks of him being out there, he had got pistol whipped outside of a Walmart. I was like, what?
Oh my goodness.
It's a third world country out there in El Paso, my nigga.
Damn.
El Paso's rough, nigga. Because like, fuck it, bring all the, fuck it, I'm going where the white folks at.
For real.
I said, no, man, these niggas crazy. You about those crazy niggas. I'm going crazy, bro. Go here with the white folks at.
So man, so all in all, man, everything's been great, man. My first week was great. I actually produced. I was obviously shadowed and overlooked, but I wrote and produced my first package that got put on live air.
Drum one for cut. Okay.
So I did 2 of those. I did one on because we can pick our own content or whatever and stuff. So Friday was Earth Day, and out here in Boise there was a beer festival that I found out about. So I was like, oh yeah, we definitely talking about that. Good. So we put the beer festival on there, and then I did one on because we needed like a political story. So I did one on Donald Trump Jr. because he's going to be going in front of the committee or whatever to answer questions about text messages and stuff. So I did that package and put the video together, and then wrote the script and everything like that for the anchor. So yeah, man, everything is honestly, man, great. My boss Ryan, I was talking with him, and he's like, I'm all about, making sure everybody wants to, is reaching their goals and stuff. And he was like, what are your ultimate goals? Where do you see yourself in like the next couple of years, or, where do you want to be? And then I was like, honestly, man, I would love to be in front of the camera. That would be like the next goal of mine. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay. He was like, yeah, we can start slowly making that happen. And I was just like, oh, I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, of course. He was like, yeah, we can start putting you in like little stuff or whatever. And I was like, wow, that would be amazing.
That would be
and lit. And then this might not mean nothing to Ash, but what's the Emperor Rozay probably knows. He does know this person. So my boss came to me on Friday, and he said, he's like, hey, would you like to do a sports interview next week? And I was like, oh yeah, of course. And he was like, okay. He was like, you're going to be interviewing Carson Palmer, former NFL quarterback.
Oh shit, cuz.
Yeah. So I will be interviewing Carson Palmer. He used to play for the NFL. He won the Heisman Award in college. He played for USC. In college, and so pretty big deal. He played 15 years in the NFL, so you know what I'm saying, pretty big deal for me. So I was like, man, I went from interviewing indie wrestlers with no name to interviewing a freaking NFL player. So
okay, man, well, drum one more time for cuz, dog.
That's dope.
Making his dreams happen. Yo, the interview Carson Palmer ain't no little shit though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about somebody that was a top 5 quarterback at one point.
Exactly.
So I mean, like, that ain't no small feat. Okay. All right.
So super excited about that. So yeah, man, everything has been going great, man. I'm super happy. The people here are still super nice. I haven't ran into anybody that's mean or whatever and stuff. And it was so funny funny because I told my brother, because he was like, yeah, how are the people? Because like I told y'all before, Idaho is like a starch Republican state. So I was like, man, I don't know how they are with black people, stuff like that. And there's not many of us here. And so I was like telling my brother, he's like, how the people out there? And I was like, man, everybody's super nice or whatever. And he was like, yeah, you know why? Because you don't act like a nigga. He was like, if you act like a nigga.
Damn.
Dead ass.
Dead ass.
He was like,
It ain't that. It ain't about just acting like a nigga. If you walked around with your pants sagging, bro, you would get the side eye.
Right. Exactly.
Don't fuck with that shit.
Exactly. It's like, as long as you know what I'm saying, hold yourself like upstanding citizen or like that. It's like, they don't even care. You know what I'm saying? They look at you, they treat you with respect and everything like that. And so yeah, man. So overall, man, I'm super happy. My first week is down. So yeah, man, ready to continue it next week.
All right, bet. My shit is short. I ain't got nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for my new dope ass camera to get here, which is taking too fucking long. And I know I keep
my brother
pushing
has
it back.
No patience.
I don't, bro. I contemplating finding a Best Buy that had that hoe, going and buy that bitch and then returning the one once the other one got here. Like dead ass. Like no.
Shout out, I've done that before. I've actually done that before, waiting for something, and I found something where it was like local, and I'm like, I'll just go buy it and return the other one. Fuck it. I want it right now. I
can't even count how many times I've done it, bro. Like dead ass. But fuck it. It's on its way. I can wait a little bit longer. I just realized that like I probably announced my pod a little too early because I wasn't fully prepared to talk about it yet. But as soon as I get this camera,
good.
Shit's gonna be real.
Teasing and plugging it.
You know what I'm saying?
Teasing and plugging it.
The only niggas that know about it, niggas is listen to this shit, and ain't a lot of y'all. So ain't really like I got a lot to look forward to. So in this case, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of people. So. In which case,
that's gonna change.
Yeah. So as soon as I get that shit in here, we gonna get it rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, y'all, as we know, we got a listener letter. So before we get to the listener letter, we're gonna go ahead and roll our sponsor here, Miss Toya's Gift of Soul.
Hey, Chef Toya here, owner and head chef with Toya's Gift of Soul, located in Arlington, Texas. We are your one-stop shop to satisfy your soul. We specialize in oxtails, wings, seafood, and much more. We offer very affordable prices. We cater, meal prep, and we'll even handle your weekly night meals. We will also travel. For more information, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Toya's Gift of Soul. Contact me, 469-849-2521, and let Toya's Gift of Soul feed your soul.
All right, y'all know what it is. If you're out there in that Plano, Arlington, Fort Worth, Dallas, Duncanville, Irving, that little area up there. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead, help Miss Toys get the soul. Get you a plate. Man, we're gonna have to give her sis, dog. She gonna have to send us some pictures. We're gonna have to roll something. Like
seriously, like
that ain't gonna cut it. That dog.
Yeah, it's not. We need to see the actual plates that we're talking about so people can visualize. Like, damn, that look good. You know
what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
I want a plate.
Yeah, I thought about just getting up and pop locking during the thing. Try to get
do something, bro. Do something like just roll something to my nigga. Just anything, just to have.
Exactly.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this first one here real quick. So shout out to Lil Baby for giving me my ammunition that me and Trish needed to further prove why you shouldn't be out here dating rappers.
Mm-hmm. Worst job you ever had?
I ain't never had it. Well, I'll take that back. I had one job for like 3 hours.
For 3 hours?
I worked his ass for like 3 hours.
And then you just quit after the 3 hours?
One of the bros picked me up. They had something going on when I was at work. They called me and I was like, come pick me up. I quit. I ain't never come back.
He's like, I got to get to these streets in a real way.
They paid me a check.
At least you attempted it.
For like $21.
$21 for those 3 hours.
I'm convinced that like if niggas didn't make it in rapping, niggas would be bums. Dog.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! I've always said that.
Dead ass.
I've always said
that. So like, if you out here dating a nigga that wants to be a rapper, right? You gotta make sure that nigga is like fully on his purpose, grinding day in and day out
to become that rapper.
Be realistic with that nigga about his talent, because them niggas do not have any real work ethic, bro. Or at least it's only measured. You can only measure their work ethic in what they believe in. If they truly believe in their ability to rap and really want to do that shit, they'll grind that shit out. But every time I turn around, these rappers be talking about like how they quit jobs here and there and they couldn't keep no job. Like these niggas can't function in society and shit. It's like nigga. So like if you wasn't like a rapper, nigga, you would be a bum. Like that's all. That's the only option. Like can't keep a job.
It's commonplace to have a job. You talk about Zach Smith, just like, bro. Like, I mean, first of all, he's not that old, to begin with right now. Yeah. So this was probably a couple years ago when he was younger. It's like every young person has worked a BS job. So like, what are we talking about here?
I've been working since I was 15. Like somebody's always had some kind of a job.
Okay,
exactly.
But here's a quick question: because we know Cuz quit in like a week or two on one job. What's the shortest you've ever worked on a job? That's the question now. What's the shortest? Because remember, Leon got fired in like 4 hours. That was like the shortest I had heard of. Now we got little baby. Like,
gets fired in 4 hours.
You should have read some of these comments, nigga. Them niggas was all like, man, I pulled up on my first day and just left and went home and told my mom I tried. Nigga, what? One person was all like, I tried. One person was all like, they said, I ain't never quit a job that quick, but I always quit on break. Niggas say like, I just go to break and just never come back. Like, some of y'all really ain't shit, dog. Some of y'all really ain't shit, man. Bro, yeah. So I don't know.
I think the quickest for me would have to probably be like 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. I've never done it the day of or like 2-3 days in. I don't think, as I'm thinking about. And honestly, when I quit that warehouse job,
can you leave them a voicemail?
Yeah.
This nigga, dog.
He left up a voicemail and said he ain't coming back. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm good.
And I really said thank you for the opportunity, but I'm good.
Chill, dog. Chill. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm good.
So one thing about me though, I always quit when like probably training, because I always go through the training process at least like 2 weeks or so, and I always go through the training process, and then by the end of the training process, I already kind of have a grasp of if I'm going to last here or not. So through the training process, I kind of, cause actually before the warehouse job, I don't know if y'all remember, but I had the job at that mortgage company.
Mm-hmm.
At that call center.
I think you was really there for like a week, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. I was there for like a week and a half or whatever, and I was like, as soon as they were like, all right, man, y'all ready to go home, because it was a remote job, they were like, y'all ready to take y'all computers and everything home and stuff. I was like, I'm good. I was like, I won't be taking nothing home.
yo, on one hand I'm knocking the nigga, but at the same time, if you know that, like, saying shit ain't like, it ain't popping for you, you might as well dip. Although when you early in life, bro, you just got a job to make money. Like, you not
exactly
like,
he was probably still living at home or living with a bunch of homeboys or something.
And that's the downside to hiring little niggas, man. Because little niggas are just dip because, they just need gas money.
They don't need the money. Yeah, they don't need the money.
They just need lunch money and, little date money and shit. So, like, a nigga call in on you on a Saturday with no hesitation and not give a fuck. I'm fired. All right, coach. You just been real. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't give a fuck, bro. That's the downside to life, man. So, but shout out to Lil Baby for being truthful, man. I appreciate that shit. All right. Okay, now let's get into this next one here real quick. Why? Let's just talk about this. Why would you piss off Mike Tyson, dog? Like, who in their right mind?
Out of all people.
Would piss off Mike Tyson?
People.
The knockout legend.
Mike Tyson don't want to piss off Mike Tyson, nigga. Like, who in the fuck is like out of here picking like, dog? Okay, so this comes by way of the baller alert. So I'm just gonna read this here real quick. This just says, man involved in altercation with Mike Tyson has extensive criminal record. It has been revealed that the man who got punched by Mike Tyson on a JetBlue plane has a lengthy criminal record. According to reports, Melvin Townsend III has had multiple encounters with the law. He has been convicted of fraud, grand theft, burglary, possession of controlled substances. I mean, we know that because he had to be high. And trafficking in stolen property. Official court documents mention that the 36-year-old reportedly broke into a property, stole a trailer connected to his pickup truck in 2018. He was convicted of drug possession of oxycodone, and he has served time twice, once for 20 months and another for 15 months. So some people out here really just reckless as fuck is what I'm learning, right? Like, because I can't understand even somebody that have a death wish, like there's easier ways to die, my nigga. Like there's less painful ways for you to go out. And one of them ain't picking on Mike Tyson, dog. Like I'm just saying, bro. Like Mike Tyson really looked like he literally got like hands of death. Like he really got like super sleeper 5000s just on him at all time, bro.
Super sleeper 5000.
Like dog.
Even at 50 years old.
At 50 years old, bro. Like, you saw the little clip where Brandon Marshall was trying to like shadow box that nigga at the Super Bowl, and like Mike Tyson threw 2 punches and Brandon Marshall was like, I'm good, Mike. Like we ain't gotta play fighting no more, dog. Got niggas running from play fighting, dog. No, nigga. I'm not trying to see Mike Tyson. That's why the nigga asked me if Mike Tyson told a joke. You gonna go there and slap him? No, nigga. I'm not slapping Mike Tyson, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, there's some people out here that like you absolutely don't fuck with, man, and Mike Tyson is one of them.
Would you for $10 million?
Oh, I would slap the dog shit out of Mike Tyson for $10 million.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll take that ass.
There's a price.
I'll take that.
There's a price. There's absolutely a price. You know,
I'll do it for $1 million. I'll do it for $1 million.
$1 million probably too. I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably take a beating for $1 million because I'm just gonna fucking cover the fuck up and roll up.
You gonna come out looking like Martin in that episode when he was in the boxing match?
Just slap that nigga and run. Run, nigga.
But you gotta think though, so you know what I'm saying, all these like little, and not to get too off topic, but like all these like little celebrity boxing fights versus like real fighters and stuff, that's basically kind of what that is. Like a guy just getting in the ring with like a professional and getting paid $5 million, and you know he's gonna get his ass whooped. Except for Logan Paul. The Pauls have been pretty good.
But the professionals ain't really been giving it to him. Like whatchamacallit, Floyd ain't really give it to Paul, bro.
They're not giving it a full 10.
Yeah, he ain't really give it to him.
5.
Yeah, so in which case, because it don't make for a good fight if he get beat the fuck up, because then the niggas couldn't sell any more tickets, right? So in which case, don't get me wrong, if you slap a nigga, he trying to hurt the fuck out of you though. So like you gotta take the intensity to like another level. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson already walking into the ring is on a 10. You slap that nigga, he at a 15. You know what I'm saying? He might punch just straight through your shit out the back of your head, bro. Like nah. So
we're talking about the same guy who literally came out and said that he was so frustrated during the Holyfield fight. That's why he bit Holyfield's ear, because he was just frustrated within the fight, because he knew that like, damn, I don't know what I can do. He just started biting him. And it's just like, I mean, come on, man, this is a guy you want to piss off?
That's animalistic in every sense,
animalistic.
It's a beast, nigga. Like he like only know how to hurt people, dog. Like he's working on that, but like at the time he only knew how to hurt people. So you gonna fuck with a nigga, although it's getting better, that the only thing he's mastered in life is how to fuck niggas up. Like that's the nigga you want to go piss off. All right, good job, bro. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get into these Irks of the week. Ooh, I get to try my new feature. Bow. I'm up first. Let's get it. Man, my Irk of the week is dog, I got this salesman at my job, bro. He's an older white man, right? Don't get me wrong, country. But dog, he's annoying as fuck, dog. Every time this man talk to me, he is telling me about the very first thing he said to me was, you know, you're a lot sharper than you look. Nigga, what? Nigga, you serious?
Wait, what?
Oh my God.
So I think he saw the look on my face, right? I think he saw the look on my face, right? Because again, right, like I'm much better than I used to be. But honestly, most times I'm pretty sure I'm the smartest person in the room. But so I know he saw the look on my face when he said that shit to me. He was like, no. I mean, like, you have, you know, the system better understood. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what somebody normally would, you know, you caught on the soft base really quickly. I was like, yeah, next time leave with that. Because, yeah, that whole, you know what I'm saying? You smarter than you look. Like, nah, bro. First off, you don't tell nobody black that to begin with. But yeah, I can see that he caught himself, because also my general manager was in the room. And I know he was all like, fuck, this nigga about to sue us, because this white man done told this black dude that like he ain't as smart, that he's smarter than he look. Bruh. But every time he talks to me, bro, he want to come to me and he always bring up racial. He always bring up racial shit, dog. Like dead ass.
Oh
like,
man, I hate those people. I hate those people, man.
Bro, so we got this. So we just recently took over. We got this major account that was doing like shit ton of sales with us. But the two guys that were there before me, we believe they took a lot of the sales, because in the world of sales, relationships matter more than business. You know what I mean? Than like, you know, certain things, right? So relationships matter. Price matters a little bit, but really it comes down to relationships because if you know the person, you know what they want, you know how they operate. They usually just like to stick with one person because you can call them, boom, here we go. So he was supposed to go visit them to try to get that business back. He did because they didn't really care. They didn't even know that the two guys had left. They just, you know, wanted parts. So this motherfucker come back to me. He was all like, okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? He's real redneck. You know what I'm saying? Not like, you know what I'm saying? They're prejudiced, but not against people of color. They're just against prejudice in anybody who isn't a redneck. And he was all like, and over the phone, you know, you sound real professional, but you also sound country. I'm like, hey man, you giving me a lot of details that I don't give a fuck about. All right? Okay? Nigga, what the fuck do they need? And I'm going to get them that shit. I don't give a fuck about like anything you telling me right now at all on any level, dog. And he's all like, well, you know, you got to do this. I was like, none of that shit matters, bro. Like dead ass. And if they walk in here and they don't like me, they can get the fuck out of here, man. Like that's, I don't care about none of that. But it always amazes me how like people come back and like, especially with like older white people, they always feel the need to bring up race. And it's like, you know, he's all like, my mom was like half Mexican, bro. It's like y'all hear me get on here all the time, right? And like I get on like people and shit and I talk about white folks, but it's like, this is the reason why. It's all like you would never see an older black gentleman sitting across from a white person trying to tell him that like, yo, black people gonna come in here and trip on you because like, you know, you're not like a specific style of person that like they're like getting on you about. And it leads me back to everything I talked about with people before. Like you ain't never heard of a black person looking at a job application, seeing the name of a white person and being like, no, I'm not gonna call this person in. And it's like, on one hand, we want to get past it. And I try to be this type of person that, you know, saying stays grounded, but is also optimistic at times. Although it seems like I can be negative, but it always reversed me back to this shit because it's like, nigga, why is this even relevant, bro? Like these niggas just want parts. Like, why are you coming here talking to me? And like, I mean, when I tell y'all every time this nigga comes and talks to me, every single fucking time this nigga comes and talks to me, he brings up race into that shit somehow, dog. And I'm like, bro, like, first off, you giving too many details, bro. What lift do they have? What parts do they need? What filters they got? That's all that fucking matters, bro. Like the dude before me, they told me he was fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was some older Hispanic guy and all this other shit. I'm so like, bro, he don't fit redneck either. So like, why are we talking about this shit? What parts do they need? What is it that they got? So that's my irk of the week, y'all. Motherfucking white folks, older white folks keep coming to me in my life and I always got to bring up race. And it's all like, bro, can we get past that shit? Like, I'm not saying that important conversations like that don't need to happen, but they're not relevant to my job. So like, why are we talking about this shit?
Exactly. There's a time and a place for that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like stop. Like if I was the salesman and you telling me, hey, you know what I'm saying? When you go up in here, don't act all prissy. Like when I think about shit that people don't like or that needs to be addressed, I think about shit like, yo, man, you know, you a Mercedes-Benz driving yacht boy club. Like people hate rich people, right? Like, so like talk about lifestyles, bro, but don't bring race into it. Cause it's all like, first off, all you doing is telling me that like, I need to be checking for like smirky ass shit that he might say. And that shit ain't gonna go too well. Cause I don't give a fuck where I work at. I ain't never gonna let nobody like disrespect me. So in which case there's that. But yeah, so my irk is this salesman. It's like, bro, I'm about 5 seconds away from telling this man, yo, man, quit talking to me about this. Like, all I need to know is what they need and go from there, bro. Like, this shit ain't never been a problem in my life. I done had super rednecks that worked at shops before, and they would call me and be like, hey, Ralph, and that'd be it. And we would shoot the shit. Like, matter of fact, rednecks are the people I get along with the best. So I don't even understand why you even telling me this. Like, it's just, it's annoying. Okay. All right, sis, you next.
So, I did have an irk, but then my cousin took it this morning.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord.
Who the fuck don't believe in dressers? I'm sorry.
We need to get him back in the frame. We got to get Cuz back in the frame for this one.
I'm sorry. I can't let this go. I'm 37 years old. I ain't never in my life hurt anybody. Well, soon to be 37.
Said he a minimalist.
I ain't never in my life ever heard anybody say they do not believe in dressers.
I don't believe in dressers. I don't believe in nightstands. I don't believe in coffee tables. I'm believing all that extra frou-frou bullshit that goes inside of a house. It's just junk. It's a waste of money.
Nigga, what you put in your house? Nothing?
Hey, man. You know what I'm saying? Easier when I got to move.
I do want to ask I do want to ask a very simple question, though. So if you were to get your ideal location based off of ideal finances, what would it be in that motherfucker?
Oh, what you mean, my house?
Yeah, like what? You have no couches and shit? Because niggas.
No. I do believe in couches. So I believe in couches. So some things are necessity. Obviously, couches, TVs. I don't believe in dining tables either.
You don't eat at a table, nigga?
Oh my goodness.
No, I do not. No, I do not. No, I do
Stop
not.
it.
See,
this is why I'm glad I mentioned what I mentioned, because the more he says, the more foolish this nigga sounds by the minute.
We gotta give Cuz a chance to explain himself though, because Cuz is telling us as a minimalist, what's your bare? Okay, give me your ideal. Let's say you buy a house let's say you buy a loft. All right, what's in your bedroom?
I think my bedroom is gonna be a bed, a TV.
What does the TV go on the wall?
Yeah, the wall. Okay. I'm trying to think. I mean, y'all saw my room in Arizona. Like, I mean, it was very like to the point. Like, that's just how I like it. Bed, TV.
I saw it for like a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't need like nightstands. I don't need nightstands and all that stuff. Like, yeah.
But let me ask you
to me, if you could all that stuff is places to like hoard junk that you don't need. And a lot of people like have all these, whatever, nightstands and drawers and dressers and, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, dressers are cool. Like, I'm not saying like, you know what I'm saying? Because even me, I had one, but I had like one of those, so, like little kids or whatever, you'll buy them those little 3-shelf, like little plastic, those little plastic drawer things or whatever. Yeah. So to me, that is a dresser. So I'll put that.
I had this shit for years as a bachelor. Like, I ain't get a nightstand until I got with Trish. Like that was my nightstand.
Exactly. Exactly. So I and actually I found mine at the dumpster and I just cleaned it up and fucking
dog, no. No, bro. No. See, now we tapping into okay, it's because Cuz was broke, bro. Cuz was broke as fuck. I didn't want to say it, but I wanted to ask your finances that anything to do with this. And he just confirmed that shit like a motherfucker. No. Ain't no way a nigga ain't no way you couldn't afford a $20 like 3 plastic bin, dog. Come on.
And I can't.
$20. He said dumpster, bro.
No, stop, bro.
No, because I had just moved into my brother's place. It was crazy. I just moved into my brother's place, and a girl I was talking to, she was just all like, "Oh, you gotta buy a dresser, blah blah blah." I was like, "I don't know, I'm good." She's like, "Where you gonna put your stuff?" I was just all like, "Well, I'll probably buy one of those little 3-shelf little plastic things." And she was like, "No, you gotta get a dresser." But I was like, "Nah, you know what I'm saying." So I was gonna buy one, but y'all know I work in the apartment industry. Well, used to, and people move out, throw stuff out all the time. So I was outside on a golf cart. And just so happened, I drive by and I saw one that somebody threw out. So I was like, man, I got my keys to my car. I pulled that bitch around, threw that bitch in the trunk, cleaned that bitch up at the house. And that was a wrap. That was a wrap. I saved that $20.
Yo, okay. All right. Hey, look, man, I can't argue with the logic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Logically.
And it was cool. It wasn't like dirty or nothing or whatever. I cleaned it up and yeah.
All right.
Just make sure. I mean, it had like dust because it was outside, but yeah. Woo. But yeah, no, I'm like, honestly, at heart, I'm like very minimalistic. Like, I can't stand clutter. I can't stand a lot of stuff. And this is what like me and like even with females or whatever and stuff, because females tend to have like 100 pairs of like underwear, and I'm like, why do you need all this underwear? Like, you need like, I mean, for me, I have like 10 pairs of drawers. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, I feel like that's all you need. It's only 7 days in a week. And it's like, okay, you have your 7 and then you have your extra little pair for whatever. Maybe you shit on yourself one day. Get your drawers out. So you need some extra pairs. So
you shit on yourself one day.
You need some extra pairs.
Okay.
I
So
can't.
Oh my God.
I just can't understand. I can't understand females and like having an underwear drawer and it's just filled to the top. And it's like, you got all these underwears, but for some reason, I see your ass in the same fucking thongs every week. But you got all these underwears for what? It's just clutter. It's just junk. It's just building up for what? And yeah, so I'm just like and I don't know if I have like a phobia because my mom is like a freaking hoarder. So I don't know if I got a phobia from growing up of just having just a whole bunch of stuff and just like traumatized from moving because we used to move a lot. And every time we moved, like our move would take like a whole week to fucking move. Damn. And I'm just like, I fucking refuse. Like, and on top of that, we would have to buy like the biggest U-Haul, the fucking 50 fucking footer or whatever that shit is, like the big ass fucking U-Haul. Yeah. And I just don't like that. I like to just get up, go, a couple hours to move, pack up my shit, and just keep everything as minimal as possible. Just like pots, pans, kitchens, all that stuff, man. It's just too much junk. Too much junk.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I ain't even arguing with your logic there. Cause I definitely can understand that. Cause especially cause y'all always lived in houses. So if you live in a house and you got to move a lot, that means you always moving a shit ton of shit. Yeah. That's why if we
like, you're literally packing up a whole house.
If we ever move, we definitely hiring movers, my nigga. We definitely hiring movers. I'm not moving all of this shit by myself, nigga. I told my homie, my cuz, man, I was all like, look, nigga, you got one more move out of us. That's into a crib. Like, I mean, you better not switch apartments no more, nigga. Like, you got one more move out of me, nigga. That's into a crib.
One more move out of me.
That's in a whole house.
That's into a crib, bro. Because there ain't no way you getting another apartment move out of me, dog. You have to hire somebody, dog. All right.
Oh man.
All right, cuz. It's your turn. What's your irk?
Yeah, man. So my irk is I'm gonna go with myself again.
Oh, God damn it. God damn, cuz.
I'm gonna go with myself again. I'm gonna try to not incriminate myself.
Shit, nigga, you been there 1 week. You been there 1 week, dog. How are you incriminating yourself already, dog?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna try not to incriminate myself.
Here we go.
I came with the intentions of, you know what, man, I got my dream job, my career, everything. And then I walk in there and then I forgot. I work at a television news station. Every motherfucker in there is pretty. And I'm just like, man, all these damn reporters and anchors, every single one of them, like, man, y'all really look like this in person, just like y'all look on TV. Y'all fine as hell.
Oh, God damn.
Why is y'all so fine? Who just ripped y'all out of a magazine? Y'all look like y'all came out of freaking, I don't know, Cosmopolitan. I don't know, some of these magazines, because I work with all white people, so everybody there is all white. So it's just like, man, it's just a bunch of white girls, and I'm just like, man, these white girls are like that, like quintessential, like that just look. You know what I'm saying? That like TV like look. And I'm just like, wow, you guys are so beautiful. Now, I've obviously held it together because I'm not a predator. I'm not one of those type of guys.
That we know of.
Nigga, you better watch it.
That we know
of. You gonna get your ass caught up. You better watch it.
Right.
Because might be a predator. I mean, we don't know, but okay.
You just said, wait, the key word you just said, you only black person, it's all white people, okay? Don't be diving in no snow because
careful, nigga. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I got to say.
Saying cuz might want to draw up a consent form, nigga. You gotta sign this motherfucker. I
need to record you saying you are okay with this.
You're okay with this.
Okay.
I need a fingerprint, a blood sample.
Okay, cuz.
Oh man.
All right.
But to tie into that, that's like part of the irk. Another part of the irk is man, that station makes me feel old as hell because I'm like looking at everybody and everybody like they look older. But like a lot of these people are like fresh out of like journalism school and shit like that. And I'm like, and I mean, they all think I'm young too, because, I don't look like I'm 35 or whatever and stuff. And and so we're talking and stuff and they're just like, how old are you? And I'm just like, oh, I'm 35. Cause there was a story that happened like some years ago. And then they were like joking, like all the anchors and people were like joking around talking about, oh man, I was like 8 years old when this happened. And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I was like 20 when this happened. And they were like, what? They're like, how old are you? And I'm like, 35. And they're like,
Cuz was in there saying he was 29. Nigga ain't telling me. He was like, oh yeah, I was 29. 29. Nigga in there trying to lie.
And man, all of them is like 22, like 23, like fresh out of school. Some of them are still kind of in school. Like it's crazy, man. So yeah, that's my other irk. I'm like, man, they make me feel old as hell. Like, damn, I'm 35 in this motherfucker. Like, I'm out here with these fresh out of journalism school workers, and like, I'm just like, yo, this is crazy.
Make you feel old.
They still got
quick.
Similac on their breath. They still breastfeed.
For real, babies, man.
Make you feel old quick, bro, because you at least got a decade on them boys.
Yeah, a decade for real,
Damn,
even
man,
more.
say it like that. Damn, that. Ooh, damn.
Look at this old ass nigga, man.
This old creepy ass nigga looking at me.
Look, they come
You
under
definitely
you.
the creepy ass nigga.
I went from being the caramel cutie years ago to now I'm the creepy ass old nigga in the office. The creepy ass 35-year-old dad.
Ass nigga, you the creepy ass old nigga in the office.
They're gonna be coming to you looking for those stories. Like, man, how was it back in the day in your time?
Right, bro. How was it before cell phones and social media?
When they hit you with that shit, bro, just put in your 2 weeks. Nah, I can't work with my nigga. Nah, y'all got me fucked up. I'm sitting around and tolerate this disrespect. When niggas ask you what it was like before cell phones, you got to dip. Oh, no, bro. Like, nigga, I will fade you, my nigga. Like, don't you ever.
No, it's crazy too. It's crazy too because the guy who's training me, like he even said it. He was like, "Bro, I thought you were like way younger, but not like in a bad way." Yeah. I'm like, yeah, how old are you? Or whatever. He was like, "Man, I was born in 1999." I was like,
You got a whole 12 years on that boy.
I got a whole dude training me on the position, and he was born in 1999. This shit's wild, man. Shit's wild.
Like, bro, quit talking to me. Just teach me what you got to teach me, bro. We got exchange. We ain't got to exchange personal. You know what I'm saying? Conversations anymore, my nigga. We just keep it real and keep it moving, bro. Keep it professional. It was
funny because he was talking about hanging out and stuff or whatever. He's like, "Oh man, we should hang out," you know, blah blah blah, and all that stuff like that. But one thing I have noticed is a lot of these people up here, they're very young, but they're very like mature, and a lot of them are like about to get married or already married, and I'm like, damn, y'all niggas is like 22 years old. But I remember I got married young too. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like in hindsight, now that I'm 35, I'm like, man, y'all should be out here knocking down these hoes, bro. Like, what y'all talking about?
This nigga. This nigga.
But they are very mature. They are very mature for their age. Like, I will say that. I will say.
All right. Well, shout out to you, cuz, for being an old nigga in the office finally. You know what I'm saying? Man. That's what we all trying to get to. No, you finally making it there, nigga. You're officially an old nigga in the office. Although the less experienced nigga in there as well.
Exactly. I'm like entry level old nigga.
Oh shit. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into this next one here real quick. Let's go ahead and get into oh snap. Yo, we never talked about the listener letter, right? Yeah, we skipped straight over that shit, nigga. I was
waiting. I was like, hold on, man. What the listener letter
at? You want to read it or?
Yeah, I got it. Let's go ahead and get into it here real quick. So this came by way of someone who said they were named Kenya. Shout out to you, Kenya, one more time. We appreciate you.
Shout out to Kenya.
Hey.
It says, hey guys. It says, hey guys, I listened to your most recent pod and decided it was time I finally drop a listener letter. I have some experience with an ultimatum, so I finally have a reason to write in. First off, I love your pod. Shout out. Appreciate that. I don't tune in every week, but when I do, I catch up on all your episodes and get a good laugh in. Now, getting on my ultimatum. I issued my now husband an ultimatum back in 2017. We had been dating for 9 years up to that point, and I had a 4-year-old son by him as well. Dog. Every time I see anything past 5 years, I'm just like, nigga.
Like a man, 9 years.
Oh man. Okay. So we had conversations in the past, but nothing ever came of it. I would ask him why he hadn't proposed yet, and he would just make excuses. Mostly he would just say he wasn't ready. By this point, I was really agitated and we were arguing a lot because of it. I was tired of seeing those around me getting what they want. And here I was stuck trying to figure out if this relationship was even what I wanted anymore. After a lengthy conversation with my friend, I decided I was going to give him an ultimatum. My birthday was a few months away, and I told him straight up, if there was a ring on my finger by my birthday, I was going to leave him. I meant every word. He didn't say much, but that he understood where I was coming from and told me that he loved me very much. I told him, if you love me, then show me. That weekend, he went out to get breakfast. I was in the kitchen when he came home, and he walked to me, got down on one knee, and presented a ring. I had wanted this for so long, and it was finally here. Part of me was a little frustrated. This is what it took, but the other part was more secure in knowing. The other part felt more secure in knowing that it was finally going to happen. Of course, I said yes and cried my heart out. We made it official in 2019, and neither one of us regret our decision. We couldn't be stronger or happier. He's been a better husband than he was a boyfriend, and I owe all that to my ultimatum. So I just wanted to write in and say the ultimatums do work sometimes, and there are times where people need a little push.
This must be a black girl, and she married a white guy.
Here's what I will say about that.
That's a fairy tale.
Here's what I will say about that.
A nigga being a better boyfriend or husband, what niggas ain't doing that.
Here's what I will say about that though, is black people don't tend to date for 9+ years and not get married. It's rare. Like I usually see that shit with like white folks. Like when we kind of know, like we just go ahead and make that push. Like usually when I do hear about like somebody being like 10 or whatever, right? I can usually tell by the wording that it is written by somebody white. But in which case, we don't know. It could be a situation they're talking about. It's highly possible. But what I will say though is again, let's get back to bringing it up here real quick. You are one of the fortunate. For sure. I know my thing is in my experience, when people have dated for so long and haven't gotten married, they usually wind up just not getting married. It's kind of what Cuz talk about, where like I do feel like, you know, it is complacency, right? Like they just got comfortable in living together, but ultimately one of them kind of knew that they really didn't want to marry that person, whether it be the woman or the man, and like they eventually wind up splitting up anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I say, like, to me, 5 years max, because at 5 years you should know whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life with this person.
With that person. But
I have a question here, and this goes to you, Ashley, because I've always wondered this. If you're having conversations with somebody constantly about getting married and then they haven't proposed yet, does the proposal mean a lot once it finally happens? Would it mean a lot?
Me personally, I would say no, because it was almost like it was how I'm trying to say this is when you're supposed to get proposed to, it's supposed to be like this, you didn't see it coming kind of situation. Like it really took you so off guard and in the moment, like, oh my gosh, this is happening. And I just feel like
that's how we imagine it traditionally though, right?
Traditionally, yeah. And I feel like if we're constantly talking about it, I can't help feel like, oh, okay. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I would imagine that 95% of women want to be caught off guard with it. They want that.
I absolutely do. I do not want to see that shit coming at all. Like, so off guard to where, you know, I'm like, it's an April Fool's Day kind of situation. Like, stop fucking with me, stop playing. You know, kind of like that would be my attitude. Like you're saying, right? Like, what we doing?
Yeah,
like, stop.
Yeah, right. Like to me, it just, I don't know if. Because
I don't know if it would mean as much as it would.
You always want that
meaning
moment.
Of it would be gone.
Yeah, you always want to tell the story of that moment. And if you, if you have a bunch of conversations or arguments leading up to that point, I feel like it does kind of take the magic away from it. You know, although you know you can still live a very happy life, but like I feel like there's moments that are burned into your memory bank, and that is like one of those moments. And it's like, for you not to know, you know, for you to know that like it is coming, it's like damn, that shit kind of sucked. Because
not for Kenya. She said she was crying and everything.
They're gonna cry regardless, right? Because that's what they want.
Cry because that's what she's been wanting. But think about it too, like not trying to knock, you know, her proposal. I'm glad it worked out for her.
Yeah.
But look how it happened too. Like
Yeah, it goes from like a 10 to like a 7. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like your experience, if you don't know, and like, you know, I think you kind of get a feel because like when I talked to Trish, although Trish said she had no idea, right? But like I would think that she would at least know that like marriage was eventually like the next step, right? So
no. I mean, we'll think that like, okay, clearly if we're here, marriage is the next step. We just don't know when.
Yeah. So it's
we don't know how, we don't know when, don't know where, like we don't know how it's going to transpire kind of situation. That's how it's supposed to be.
I mean, yeah, but I just feel like that moment goes from like being a 10 to like a 7. It's sort of like you just had to fight that week about it, and then the nigga shows up the weekend with a ring. Yeah,
like
you know what, Kenya? You know what? You know what, Kenya? You know what? You are our capital week. You capping. You're lying.
Yo, cuz she capping. Yo, cuz she capping. Yo, Hey, but real talk. I'm pretty sure some truth to this because why else would she write in? But I do know a situation where motherfuckers did get in a fight about it, and the motherfucker already had the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like so like it already. But again, right? Like if you've been waiting on something for so long, right? You're always working on somebody else's time, especially in a traditional sense, because you know you want the man to propose. But it's like it's. You got to be real careful though, because again, here we had a situation I know of. The motherfucker already had the ring, but see, here go maybe another fight when he might back off because he's all like, "See, here we go again. We're arguing, we're fighting. You're just not letting life take its course."
Not being patient.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. You gotta let life take its course. It might be 10 years, but life is going to just take its course.
Oh hell no! It ain't gonna be no 10 years.
10 years.
Wait a minute. Stop it.
I will say that here's my
if
thing.
you bought the ring, you have the intention. If you bought the ring, you know that's who you want to spend your life with. Exactly. Don't you be sitting here waiting. You get what I'm saying? Well, don't sit here and be waiting no 10 years. Clearly, you know that's who you want to be with. Stop.
My question is, cuz realistically, right? Perfect scenario. You got the perfect girl. You know what I'm saying? Y'all perfect for each other. Do you realistically, I know we asked this before, but do you see yourself getting married again? And if so, how long would it take you to make that decision?
No, I don't believe in marriage.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's just my personal belief. Because I went through it, and
would you believe in it under a prenuptial agreement?
What?
Would you believe in it under a prenuptial agreement?
Honestly, it's not really about. I just don't like. I don't like all the legalities that go through. I don't like just dealing with paperwork and all that stuff. It's just like
agreement. You should have said though. Should have said. But if you got a prenuptial agreement, should have said right. Like you don't have to. Ain't no going through any legal jargon because y'all set the legal terms of the separation prior to getting married.
True. I mean that could be a possibility.
Okay.
But yeah, I just hate because I don't know. To me, it's like if I want to be with you, I'm gonna be with you. If I don't want to be with you, then we just not gonna be together. Like, why do I have to go through all these proceedings? And I mean, I do get why, because you know if you have assets together, all that stuff like that, obviously gonna fight over all that bullshit. But my thing is just like. I just hate going through all that stuff. I'm a minimalist, so the least amount of work as possible.
So I'm gonna put your feet to the fire here for a second.
You ain't a minimalist, you're lazy.
I'm gonna put your feet to the fire here for a second because is it also possible because it's easier for you to leave if you're not married?
Yes.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. There's the truth. There it is. Exactly. How it really is. You don't believe in marriage because it's easier for you to walk away if you need to.
Exactly.
Okay. It makes sense.
Okay.
Now.
All right. You know. Okay.
But then also like, you know, because I've done like research and stuff with like marriage and they say that like, you know, back in the day, basically marriage is only established basically so men can claim women as their property. So you know, like I just don't like the basis it stands on, and you know, obviously it's changed over the years, and we don't just claim women as like, well, I mean, I claim my women as my property, that's mine. But
nigga always gotta say some outlandish ass shit.
I mean,
But she ain't yours, nigga, because y'all ain't married.
you know what? I'm glad that we're not like.
She can leave just as quickly too, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we're not like in a physical studio.
Oh shit!
Just one day because
Sister be putting them super sleeper 2000s on you.
The table just to slap his ass. Like
hit you with them super sleeper 2000s.
Exactly. Like getting hands two piece like every other day.
Yo, okay, all right. So, but I mean, but I can kind of see it from a perspective of, you know, if you don't believe in the sanctity of marriage, I mean, to the traditionalism of marriage, then, you know, that's on you. But
no, not saying I wouldn't get her a ring or we wouldn't have a ceremony. Like, we would do all those things. I just don't like all the legalities of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then too, I get how you can get tax breaks, you know, tax benefits and stuff from being married. So there are benefits from being married. So I don't totally knock it. I don't want to say I won't totally ever do it. It would just have to be very beneficial and probably financially beneficial for me to actually do it with you.
Got it. So they got to be rich.
Yo, one time for Cuz, dog. Cuz like, hey, nah, I got to secure the bag in order to do it.
Got it.
Niggas like, nah, bro, I gotta marry somebody filthy fucking rich to do that.
This is a 40-60 split. This is 40% love, 60% business over here.
All right, shout out to Cuz, man.
You do have people who believe in that though. Like I know one of my best friends, Tish, she never wants to get married. She doesn't believe in the whole marriage thing, but she do believe in spending the rest of her life with a person. You know, like her boyfriend now been together like 7-8 years. You know,
I know. I do, unto a certain extent here. I do kind of understand it, but how can I put it? To a certain extent, the reason why you get up and you go to work every day is because you have bills to pay. You get what I'm saying? Like there's always and a driving force that makes shit happen. So my thing is with someone who doesn't want to make, like, whenever you get married, that means that you and that person are making the commitment to spend the rest of your life together. Whenever you just say, oh, well, you know, I definitely want to spend the rest of my life with you, but I don't want to get married. To me, it is literally the equivalent of saying that if shit ever goes south, you know what I'm saying, that I can just leave. Because see, my thing is I know I've been with you for so long, but like my thing is if shit get hard, right? Let's say like I don't know what you're gonna be like if I lose my job and we gotta like lose this house and shit. Like I know now with Trish, because me and Trish came from nothing, right? But like let's say I would start dating somebody and they would come to me in my life right now, right? Like I got money, but I don't know what you're gonna be like if I lose it all. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that's where all this shit come into play, because my thing is like, what if the person leaves you when you lose it all? You know what I'm saying? Like you got a little more, you have a little more to try to stick it out and work that shit out if you're married. But then on the flip side of that, is it really real if that's the only thing keeping you there? Because it's just going to be hard to divorce a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's a tough situation. It
is tough. I think I you know, honestly, I think that's how my brother is right now. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? My brother has accomplished so much in such a short time in his life, you know, being 31 years old. And I feel like he falls into that boat where it's almost like, man, I got 2 houses. I got a great job. I'm trading. I'm making good money, all these things. Now to bring in a random female into this equation, are you just with me because I have these things? Or do you truly like really, are you invested in me, or are you invested in what this could be? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are you invested in here?
But what if she got just as much as he has, or even more?
True. Well, see, that's somebody that's equally as accomplished.
You know what I'm saying?
I also feel like you can.
That's accomplished.
I also feel like Cuz is also in a position to where he could hide how much money he got. Like, yeah, he got enough money. Even the way he's living, he make enough as a bachelor to live like that, right? Like, if I was like in an apartment, I could I can take trips whenever I want because of, you know, because of a job, right? But like, if I didn't have a job, like I could definitely afford to go to like Mexico like every other month or some shit. So my thing is Cuz ain't in a mansion, so he could still technically just look like somebody that's making almost at or just right at six figures. He doesn't have to look like somebody that is super accomplished, right? It's like she ain't got to know he got 2 houses and he rent one out. Like that shit ain't even relevant. So to me, my thing is nigga, now is the time to find that person because you just look like somebody that is making pretty good money, not somebody that, you know what I'm saying, is living the dream that like most people want, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the problem. Like the longer you take, the less likely you're gonna be to believe that someone is actually with you because of wanting to be with you rather than what you have. That's why you find somebody early in life. You know what I'm saying? When you're a real one. But man, we done gone way off topic with this shit. But yeah. Getting back to the listener letter, Miss Kenya, we're happy that this shit worked out for you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm just a little skeptical because my thing is, like I said, my thing is 5 years. I know everyone has their own thing, but I know me, if I was a woman or if I was in a relationship with someone I did propose to, well, nope. Because if I propose, she say no, that shit's over. So I really don't know how to. I really don't know how to really think about it from a perspective of someone telling me no and then trying again. But 5 years would be max. Or if I haven't recognized that in 5 years that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, I'm probably moving on regardless. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. Like, you don't get any younger, bro. So, when you're 18, maybe, I guess. And that's why I guess a lot of these people have been together so long. Now they're reaching their late 20s. And that's probably when they start to realize, okay, I'm about to hit 30. But I know right now for sure, 5 years max. Like, no way I could waste time more than 5 years trying to realize if I want to spend the rest of my life with somebody. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go ahead and get
thank you, Kenya. And again, I was just playing. You're not cap of the week. I was just joking.
No, you definitely cap of the week. So we're gonna get into that shit.
Let's go ahead. Real quick. I have a quick question for y'all. Real quick, from male point of view, why with a man that knows he doesn't want to be with that woman in the future or spend his life with her, but why would he still keep fucking around with her? Or date her, or whatever the case may be.
Complacency.
Convenience of the pussy.
I do convenience. Okay.
Convenience of the pussy. Shit.
But also, I think a lot of times, I mean, that's cause being a dirtbag right now, but I do feel like a lot of times that cuz hit it on the head when he said complacency, right? Like a lot of times, most niggas I know, they're not total shitbags, right? Like when men actually just want you for ass, like that's all you're used for. Like that's why again when we was getting on cousins, all like nigga, you were doing things that are universally recognized as something other than just being friends. So a lot of times niggas be caring about you. They see a future, but again, it's something that always like reverts back to like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if this is really what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's always hard to really like pinpoint it, but like, don't believe the hype. Like it ain't like 90% of men are out here knowing that like that it's not like most men who spend time in a relationship where you never want to get married know that they don't want to be with that person. They're just intentionally wasting that person's time. That ain't the case 99% of the time. 99% of the time, the person sees the future, but you're always trying to see if you can make it work. You know what I'm saying? But
I got you, yeah.
Especially when you're young, you don't really got great coping mechanisms. You don't know how to really handle stress.
Yeah.
It's very rare to make shit work. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit worked, I believe wholeheartedly is because of what I saw as a child. Like I knew what I didn't want. So like it should mold me into the person I am today. And sometimes, you do see you don't always have a great figure in your life or a great learning experience. So when you're trying to figure out these dynamics of relationships, it's hard to understand that shit. So, I can't put a exact thing on it, but my thing is, again, like, don't believe the hype. It's not men out here intentionally wasting women's time. Women will believe that shit because, a nigga will eventually maybe go off and cheat or something like that. And then, you just come up with the conclusion that he was just wasting your time. But it ain't the truth. He always cared. But niggas fall to temptation, and really, that's just the bottom line. Like,
niggas fall to temptation.
It's true. Like niggas just fall to temptation, man. It's hard to put a spin on it, but that's really what it is. So, okay, all right, let's go ahead and get into these stories from Reddit real quick. Let's run through these right quick. So let's go ahead and start with this one on the left first. This shit is just heartbreaking, man. This is becoming the reality of a lot of Americans. But it says, "I'm so done with home prices and crazy price bidding by rich assholes. The house across the street from my parents was built in 2014 and sold for $185K at the time. I went to college aspiring to own a small, simple home like that. At the time going through college, 2014, 2018, I thought I will work hard early. I will work really hard until I'm 30, save up for a down payment. Then I will be able to afford to start a home like this with a spouse. 4 days ago, the house was listed for sale for $540,000.
Oh my goodness.
Today it sold for $935,000. Literally, what the fuck? I have lost hope in everything. I'm stuck living with my parents because I can't afford anything. My apartment that I rented in 2018, 2019 was $800 a month. Right now it's $2,800 a month, and in order to qualify for income, must be 3 times the monthly rate. I feel so defeated. Everything I worked so hard for past 10 years is officially out of reach. All right.
Damn.
So this is becoming a reality for a lot of Americans. How is this in extreme examples? Like extreme. No one, like most places ain't really going through that, but there are places in America that have seen 60% increases in the cost of in just home prices and rent going up. So there are some places in America that have definitely seen that. But in general, the average has been 30%. So imagine, and I don't know when the fuck she was living where rent was $800. Nigga, I'm moving there tomorrow. Right. I would have moved there like 2 years ago. I definitely would have moved there because nigga everywhere was at least $1,000 for a one bedroom. So $800 in 2018, 2019. But yeah, this is the vast majority of America. And so just to put more fear in y'all, as what's being reported now is there's definitely supposed to be a housing market crash, and I got a homie that's waiting on this shit. But the problem with a housing market crash is the feds are raising rates. So what's going to happen is once the housing market crashes, banks are going to raise rates on home loans, and only super qualified people are going to qualify, but they're going to qualify for bad rates. So even when homes go back up, you're going to be stuck in that rate. And you may or may not be able to refinance. And that's a gamble you're really taking. So the only people who are going to be able to buy houses when the housing market crashes is going to be people who have assets and cash to buy those houses. And then they're going to rent them out at extraordinary rates, which is still going to make living hard. It's the capitalism is not working, dog. I mean, like, I know how it's supposed to work, but it's not working. It's not working, bro. Like there has to be a solution that doesn't involve that involves everyone being able to financially, you know what I'm saying, liberate themselves out of poverty. And like, that isn't happening. We're driving people further and further into poverty, and niggas ain't gonna realize that shit until niggas are literally marching in the street and burning shit to the ground. That's gonna be the next civil war. Like niggas was all afraid for, you know, this Trump shit. I knew that shit was never gonna come into fruition. But when enough people really can't afford to live, what are those still gonna do? Yeah, we already know that statistically you can't eat, you can't survive, can't live. What are people gonna do, bro? Like we already know that poverty, lack of education are the number one driving factors in criminals. So what happens when everybody's poor and everybody can't afford to eat and a fucking burger costs like $10 and shit? You know what I'm saying? Groceries going up every fucking day. You know, like this is a constant reminder. This is why cryptocurrency is. I'm a firm believer, bro. Hey, y'all kind of like a de facto. Like this is not like I was kind of on the fence, but like as stuff keeps getting worse and the American dollar keeps getting worse, I'm like, what other de facto do you have to turn to but cryptocurrency at the end of the day? To me, you know, and I'm no expert on it. But I keep trying to explain this shit to niggas, bro. BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, that has like, I think they had like 50 trillion or some shit like that, mass assets under management. You know what I'm saying? They recently just signed a contract with Coinbase to buy Bitcoin over the counter for their clients. So like over the counter means that like they don't buy it through the blockchain. They just go in there with like a bag of $1 million and then they transfer it to their wallet. Like literally, that's how that shit works. It works over the counter, so it doesn't get like technically seen on it. You still gets recorded on the blockchain, but you don't see it happening through Coinbase's exchange. They buy it over the counter, so you don't actually know how many Bitcoin is still available versus like what BlackRock is buying. And to me, that's real sneaky, bro, because like, why are these niggas buying over the counter when they could just be like MicroStrategy and all these other Fidelity and just letting people know what you're buying? So that seems real shaky to me. But again, y'all niggas can keep playing. BlackRock, Fidelity, and JP Morgan, the 3 biggest asset managers in the world, are all buying Bitcoin. So y'all ain't got to pay attention to it. But I'm just saying, like, rich folks don't do shit for no reason. So, all right. But let's get to this next one here real quick, because this one here is interesting to say the least. It says Am I the asshole for suggesting that my husband hires a maid instead of me staying home? My husband and I both work full time. He recently got a promotion. He now makes twice what I do. Since he got the promotion, he has been pressuring me to quit my job and be a full-time housewife. The reason that my husband is into this idea is because that would make me responsible for all cooking and cleaning. Right now, we split chores evenly since we work both similar hours, and I like that arrangement. My husband is not a fan. He hates having to do chores around the house. I admit that I would love to not have to work, but the trade-off of being offered is not appealing to me. I suggested that my husband use some of the extra income to hire a maid service, and then neither of us would have to do the chores. He accused me of just wanting to coast off of his money without doing anything, and has been annoyed all morning that I suggested. Am I the asshole?
I ain't bringing another female in my house, so I'll clean. I'm good.
What? I don't know about all that. Like that's just being ridiculous.
I ain't bringing no other female in my house.
Being ridiculous. She likely ain't even gonna be like, you know, saying drop dead gorgeous.
No, I'm being funny. I don't honestly though. I really don't see. I mean, if I had the option, my husband makes 2-3 times of what I make, and he's asking me if I can stay home. Like, I'm a worker. I've always been a worker, and I like my independency. But I ain't gonna lie, it'd be nice to take a break from work, especially with the shit I've been going through.
Yeah,
cleaning the house and what I've been going through for the past year. I'll choose a house.
I've always thought of this though, like being a stay-at-home parent got to be boring as shit. It's got to be fucking boring, dog. So because Trish already told me,
especially when you don't like kids.
This nigga. Damn. Always, dog. Always. But Trish has already told me that, like, even if, like, you know, we eventually get to that level, she wouldn't want to stay home because, like, it's boring. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was waiting to get back to work.
Do something.
Yeah, she's been waiting to get back to work since having Talia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just sitting in this house all day. I just find it interesting because I wonder if you were to put out a poll, how many women would be open to that? Like if you know, given today's modern woman, you know what I'm saying, we absolutely know there are women who are still looking for that traditional role, but it's also a lot of women looking for that traditional role, but ain't trying to do traditional things.
Actually, I misunderstood though. Is she wanting to stay at home and still get the maid?
No.
She still wants to work.
Yeah, she's saying
because she made a comment in there that he's annoyed that she just wants to coast off his money without doing anything.
Yeah, that's because I'm saying she wouldn't be paying for the maid. He would. Well, nigga, no.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Again, when she said that, I was thinking she was wanting to stay at home and have the maid clean, and she just don't do nothing. My bad. Okay.
How are y'all finances? Like, and this is where I feel like people don't really understand like life and shit. So if in Trish's job is more difficult than mine, but yet I make more money. Like, I think that like niggas feel like because they've reached a status and make certain money, to like, because your job is technically more important salary rise, that like you work harder, nigga. You don't work any harder, bro. Like you just made it to a level where you have the expertise in order to make great decisions business wise, where you're provided a salary for that position. So like, even if I was to run the place that like I work at now, I know I would make well into 6 figures. But I still wouldn't be working any harder than I'm working now. I still get there from 8 to 5 every day. It's not physically intensive because I'm not a tech or anything. So it's like, why? And again, their finances are separate, right? In this scenario, their finances have to be separate, right? Because if you got one bank account, why would you give a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, and nigga, why are you taking away money and rather than paying a maid who clearly isn't going to cost as much as her salary? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit that gets me, right? Like I never understand these arguments because
that's extra money in the house. You want her to get rid of a whole ass salary just so she can stay home to clean a house
and cook. And then you know, and she's all like, this nigga trying to turn me into a 70s housewife and I ain't trying to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's interesting. I'm back to my point. I wonder if you put out a poll, how many women would be up for that though? To like actually take on a more.
You'd be surprised.
I feel like more women would want to do it versus once they have to do it. Because me and Santi were just trying to explain this shit when sister was posting all them fucking Pastor Poppy Don ass videos. Them niggas who think like that, traditionally, those patriarchal super, you know what I'm saying, them niggas back in the day, they didn't like raising a family and like being a family man. They wanted, it was easier for them to work 60, 70 hours a week to pay for everything than have to work 40 hours a week, come home, also take care of the kids, share responsibilities and all that shit. They would rather work 60, 70 hours a week and then come home and be able to be free and do whatever they want because they paid all the bills, right? So like when you take on this role, understand that when you want to go out on a Friday night and he had to stay home and watch the kids, like, no, you can't because he's taking care of all the bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, since he pay all the bills, your responsibilities are to raise the home. The kids are in the home, so that's part of the responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got like a husband that don't think like that, and he's gonna be one of them rare people who pay for everything and then allow you to still have a life. But most of them niggas don't think like that, and then that's where the shit gets downside. And then that's the reason why I think the number one. Did y'all see that video where the lady was like the number one person that gets like divorced is a housewife, the number one profession?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's why I think because you build resentment for the fact that like, yo, this nigga gets to have a life and I don't,
and you don't.
The reason why is because you chose that role.
Exactly. Like I've seen it firsthand, you know, with my best friend when she was married, you know, like if we'll go like that one thing will stop me from doing the whole housewife thing. Cause I like my independence. Like I've been independent for so long. I like making my own money, doing my own thing. I don't want to have to come to my husband, have to ask for anything or have to want for anything. You get what I'm saying? Weird. And I've seen it where, you know, a person got to ask, hey, you know, can I, you know, get my nails done today or, you know, whatever. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, wild, I ain't asking shit. I work my own job. I want to show up at the nail salon and do my thing, as you can see. Like, no, I'm not. Yeah. I feel that right there alone would bother me. Like, no. Yeah,
I feel like if you were to take this role, you'd have to absolutely be with somebody that is, you know what I'm saying, of a caring and nurturing type, regardless of the amount of money you make. And sometimes that's hard to find. And most people that are like that is because they came from humble beginnings. A lot of these niggas that's driven like that's super hardcore, they only think militantly and alpha, like, brain or whatever, right? Like, nigga, I lead this shit. You ask me for permission for everything. And that's the reason why housewives is like the number one, you know what I'm saying, occupation of people who get divorces. So, but you know, you live and you learn, right? So there's that. Cause you saying something? Yeah, we can't hear you.
Yeah, he's saying something. We just can't hear it.
Yeah, Cuz might have been talking, but we can't hear shit he's saying because Cuz don't have a table. So he's holding his mic, y'all, and the fucking cord keeps going up. Yeah, we still can't hear you.
But yeah, I'm just
nigga cord is fucked up.
Go ahead.
All right, we're just gonna keep it pushing until Cuz gets it fixed. Are we back? Oh shit, we still can't. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. You just
hello.
Okay.
Okay. I was just agreeing with you.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into this next one here. Let's go ahead and get into this cap of the week here. This is super cap. I don't care. But I'm gonna explain to y'all why. This nigga says, my girlfriend never seems to wash before I give her oral. This comes by way of spiritual word. It says, I've noticed that every time I go down on my girlfriend that she's a bit ripe. I haven't brought it up yet because I don't want to hurt her feelings. But this morning she was really smelly. I don't mind it if she smells a bit funky. In fact, I like it. We were both really into it this morning, so I kept going because she was enjoying it so much. I feel like because I never mentioned it before, she must think I like it. But this nigga, you just okay. All right. Anyway,
exactly. You just said you liked it.
But this morning was extra pungent. She has really big lips, and I've always noticed that she gets a bit drooly. But this morning, like stale piss and a bit like prawns. I feel like it was kind of gross, but I was mega turned on. I'm not sure what to do. It seems kind of gross, but I'm still turned on by her so massively and love giving her oral. I've asked her if she wanted to shower before we do it, but she prefers to shower and clean up after. It's a fair enough argument to me. She also says she gets aroused by her own scent, which I think is kind of hot, but I'm not sure if I feel dirty because I do it anyway. Nigga, so do you like it or not, nigga?
That's why I'm confused because he say that like he kind of like it. Okay, well she's thinking you like it, so
does she think that? Does she just not know how?
Right.
Because let me explain you something, okay? All right. You don't
Pussy
know.
over smelling like ammonia and shit.
Yeah. When you get in that motherfucker, it's definitely much more pungent than what you smell like up near your nose. So in which case,
okay, yeah.
I'm saying, nigga, how again, maybe she knows he likes it, but I mean, she probably
looking at the two sides of his mouth.
He is like, nigga, do you like it or do you not? Like,
exactly.
Like, he was
like you complain about something that you say you like.
He literally
like,
says, I don't mind it if she smells a bit funky. In fact, I like it. Okay, so maybe to give him credit, so maybe he like a little stink, but like she be real.
But
stink.
like not like she was real, like she went over the crossing the line kind of thing.
He like I done been walking around for a few hours stink, but not I've been on the treadmill all day stink. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe there's levels to this shit, man.
I can kind of get what he's saying because like I don't know. Sometimes pussy can't have like a, you know what I'm saying, like a, you know, like a scent to it, like an odor or whatever and stuff. Where it doesn't like smell bad, but it's like an odor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe he just likes that like pussy smelling odor. That
I'm saying there's definitely
this whole conversation
is disgusting. It's definitely a been out all day and haven't washed it type of a smell to it. But then there's a like, bro, like, so I'm saying, is he getting that fishy smell when he get down there, or
right, exactly?
Because bro, you nasty.
So, I mean, there's levels to it.
that's nasty, nigga. Yeah. Because I get down there and I get hit with a wolf of fish, I'm getting the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out. Like, no, I'm out this joint, dog. So
if it don't smell or taste like water, I ain't in it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, I mean, don't get me wrong. In the heat of the moment, sometimes you just gotta like make shit rock. But that don't mean you gotta like accept anything. You know what I'm saying? But like, oh, no. Like,
I don't care how much your ass enjoying it. If I'm down there gagging, like, my nigga, you need to.
Yeah, bro.
This ain't for weird.
And how about you encourage her by taking a shower first as well, my nigga? Just be like, you know, I'm gonna take a shower before we get all into it. You know what I'm saying? Want to come join me? No, I'm good. No, you might want to. I don't know any other way to bring it up, dog. Like, how else do you
start in the shower and then we finish in the bed? How about that?
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. But yeah, shout out to my guy. But yeah, this is cap of the week because one, why would you take this shit to Facebook? This is clearly where he took this shit. So this is a post on Facebook, and so his girl would see it, and everyone would know it's his girl. So, nigga, you decided to take this shit to social media rather than address it with your girl.
Facts though. If this was my dude, it's over.
But that's what I be saying. Like,
it done. You know how embarrassing that is?
They dead ass, bro.
Like, our friends are seeing this, and they know who your girl is. And I get a text message later that day talking about, bitch, did you not see what such and such posted today? Like, relationship over. We're married. We at the court. We getting divorced.
Yeah, I'm saying we out of this motherfucker, nigga.
I'm an asshole. So if I saw that, and let's say that's one of my friends, and I know his girl, I'm just gonna text her and be like, yo, you smelling a little ripe today? You good?
Oh, damn.
I just want to make
you are messy.
This nigga here, dog.
You is messy. You need to stop.
This guy here, dog.
I'm Carlos. I'm be like, oh, you didn't see the post? Oh yeah, your man said you was a little ripe the other day. So I was gonna
get somebody shot. That's his problem. He gonna get somebody shot.
Nigga, he's gonna get shot.
Nigga. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get into this final topic here real quick before we dial up out of here. So my topic is, I had no other way of like wording this, but like, is cute stalking still okay? So I had actually been willing to talk about this because I seen this, like, I forgot what movie I was watching, but the Breakfast Club actually did, like, you know, one of them little fake skits where, you know, they had a dude who called in to say, you know, he had been going to like this gas station every day to go see this young lady. And, you know, when they called her up and, you know, it's like shoot your shot or whatever. And he told her, I want you to shine. And she was like, who's this? Oh, you that nigga that come in every day. Nah, that's creepy. And So I'm wondering, because back in the day, it was considered cute or, you know, saying innocent to like, you know, show up at McDonald's every day just to buy coffee to see a girl, or to show up at a gas station every day and buy like a stick of gum, even though you didn't need it. So like just to see the girl, right? Because, you know, eventually you was going to want to shoot your shot, but you know, you want to kind of build a rapport first. So my question is this shit still okay today though? Can you still like?
I don't think so.
I don't think
it's so.
Times has changed so
I think it's
much
okay for males, but for females, I think cute stalking can still be cool. Like, because males don't really
sucks,
like.
Right? That shit hella sucks, man. Oh shit, cuz breaking up.
Female these days is gonna be like, nah, nigga.
You're breaking up there, cuz. But yeah, I know where you were going.
Hello.
Yeah. But
okay. Nah, like, yeah, I mean, you can't do that shit as a male, but as a female, you can.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, a girl who is feeling a dude, right, can do that shit, you know what I'm saying, every day, and it won't get bad. But in fact, it'll kind of be cute, right? Because if she TikTok it and, like, document it, niggas don't think that shit's cool. I still think to a certain extent, a man could get away with it, but it has to work out. You get what I'm saying? Like, it cannot not work out.
To be into you.
Yeah, right. Like, if she's not into you, it's gonna be considered creepy, and that's the fucked up part about it, right? Because if she's not into you, if she is into you, everybody gonna be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He needs this every day. That's how you woo a girl. If not, you gonna get a bunch of feminists talking about how like, yo, you don't need to be out there, you know what I'm saying, stalking people, let people live their life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have everybody like, nigga, either shoot your shot or don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild to me because I was just thinking like, yo, like not even that too long ago. I think in the 2000s, this would have been okay. Maybe even like 2010s. But today, there's no way you can get away with that shit. Nigga, you might get arrested. You know what I'm saying? On site.
And like what's crazy, you know what I'm saying? What's crazy, me and my brother had this conversation before where basically we were like talking about how like it like with females, if a female is into you, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever, physically, you know, good looks, whatever. If she's into you, you can damn near get away with anything and say anything. If she's not, then everything you do or say, and you could be innocent, it could come off as weird, strange, ill, he's a creep, all this stuff like that because she's not into you. But if she was into you and she already was like, oh my God, he's so fine, blah, blah, blah. And you come up and you like, hey, what's up, girl? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can talk reckless to her, but it's like, how would you know? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like a woman will be probably cool with like you being like aggressive to her or whatever and stuff, you know, things that are not, you're not supposed to do in society today. You can get away with it if she's into you. But if she ain't into you and you coming on to her strong, then it's like, he a creep, he's sexually harassing me. It turns from sexual harassment real quick to like, oh my God, he's so fine and he wants me and I want him. So it's like, but you know, kind of like in the club too. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas who grab females and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I grab female in the club or I grab her ass and I come on to her, if she's been looking at me or she's already like into me or whatever and stuff, I could probably get away with that shit. But if I'm not a guy that she could get away, you know what I'm saying, that she's not interested in, oh hell no, she's slapping the shit out of me real quick.
I'll tell you right now, I don't care how fine you are. You touch my ass, I'm decking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think 95% of women now you get away with that shit. That's like a 5% women thing. Maybe grabbing her arm if she's into you. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly. You grab my ass, I don't care how fine you are. Nigga, I don't know you. You getting decked in the face.
I don't go to enough clubs anymore, but like, yeah, I don't know if like if women really out here letting niggas still grab asses and shit. Like, I don't know about that one. That's a stretch on that one there. Like, don't get me wrong. I definitely see if you cute and she feeling you can maybe like grab her arm and maybe like touch on her shoulder or even like, you know, come up, put your arm around her and shit. Like you might be able to get away with that, especially like if she is feeling you. And I definitely agree. But here's where I would counteract that, because since you don't know, that's probably why you shouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, because we all have certain levels of comfort, right? And that's where that shit comes into play. Because, you know, if someone is feeling you, then if you ask, then they will let you do it anyway. But since you don't know, then that means that it's probably not appropriate, right? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I kind of understand that. I kind of understand that shit, but that's really just about, you know what I'm saying, respecting boundaries. So since you don't know what a person's boundaries is, you can't really do that shit. Just like, you know, just like in sex, some women gonna allow you to do some shit and some women gonna tell you, yo, No, you need to chill out, nigga.
That's
You know
true
what I'm
too,
saying?
yeah.
So it's just like, depending on how into you she is, you know what I'm saying? She might, go all the way to the wall. And then if she not all the into you, she gonna be all like, I just, I'll let him,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, do a little missionary, but then I'm getting the fuck up out of there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with, Same thing with guys who can hit on the first night and then guys who can't hit on the first night. It's just like, she'll let you hit on the first night because she probably was into you already. So she'll let you hit. But if she ain't and you try to come on to her, she gonna be like, this nigga's aggressive. He's sexually harassing me and raping me and shit. It's just like, damn. But if I was Chris Brown, it probably wouldn't be like that.
While we on that subject here real quick, let me ask you something. Okay. So on a one night stand, cuz, are you eating the cheeks? Are you licking the cheeks?
Yes. Pause. He's taking too long. Damn.
That's nasty, dog. That nigga tossing salad on a one night stand.
They're gonna say, yeah, I would. I ain't gonna lie.
Dog.
I would.
So fucking nasty. Fucking nasty, dog. Oh my god. Oh my god, dog. I pray to God I don't ever drink after this nigga went down. Nigga be like, hey, cuz, try this beer. No, nigga. Go buy me a new glass, nigga.
I said it before and I say it again. Whenever my cousin come to visit me, he will have a designated cup, and that is the cup you use your whole stay here.
Oh
and then when
God.
you leave, I'm burning the bitch and throwing it away.
Oh my god, that nigga paused. That nigga say, cuz you eating the chicks on the front one night. You don't know the chick.
I had to ponder that because I was all like, I wanted to say yes real quick, but then I was like, bruh.
Yo, man. Oh man, I needed that laugh. Oh, we had to end on that shit, man. Ooh, okay, all right, cuz, shout out to you, man. You know what I'm saying, for keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Cuz like,
You know what? Yeah.
I eat some chicks.
Man.
Okay, all right. Well, nasty ass nigga. Well, if you made it this far, we appreciate you for kicking it this week. Make sure you click that follow button on Apple Podcasts. You can also visit us at www.stopthefoolishness.podcast.com to submit all those dope listening letters. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and sign off. It's your boy, Imperator Rozay.
And it's your girl, Ash.
And it's that dude Code Theory. We out.